Wow. Lately I've been finding myself a lot of times filming in the car, but I mean, hey, if it works, it works. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for subscribing, being here, staying up to date on my videos and my whole adoption journey and just life journey and raw and realness, because as you can see, I just don't want to live my life filtered. I'm just giving you my all. I'm giving you everything who I am. I'm showing you who I am, because what is there to hide? What is there to pretend? No, I'm still me, Kayla, growing and learning and thriving and changing for the best every day. At least that's my intentions. That's my intentions of wanting to. I have had, it's so funny because in the past I was like, I want this to happen, I want this to happen, and now it's finally happening. I'm just like, what? It's so unreal. Because for any of you guys, all of you, friends, families, people who just been supporting, who have been supporting me and following up throughout all of this, my adoption journey, truly thank you so much. But the biggest audience that I really wanted to reach out to are my fellow adoptees, especially from Guatemala. Oh my gosh, I never realized how many people out there now I have come into contact with that are from Guatemala, who are adopted, but yet they weren't even just adopted and came to America. They are in Europe, they're in the Philippines, they're in New Zealand, you guys are everywhere, and it's just, life is just incredible. Oh my gosh, the outreach. See guys, side note, this is why you should use your social media. Use your social media for the good things so you can reach out to a whole other audience, because it's incredible. But I've had a couple questions, a couple things, some amazing comments. I'm so happy to inspire you. By the way, yes, I never really cleared it. This video is really going to be directed to my adoptees. So, and for those of you who aren't, but you still want more insight and feedback and hearing one story, please continue to watch. Thank you so much. So yes, adoptees, my fellow people. A lot of you guys are saying that I definitely inspired you to wanting to now go to Guatemala, go find your culture, go find your birth family, and yeah, just go find your birth family and everything about it. And I'm so excited for you guys. Yes, if that's something that you genuinely want to do, go for it. But I'm going to also rewind, because there's something that I wanted to get out of my heart that I never realized until, especially one of the comments on one of my videos I actually responded to. I'm going to tell you at first, people always ask growing up, did I ever want to find my birth parents? Did I ever want to find my birth mom? If I ever wanted to go and see if she was still alive or my birth family was there. I would always say yes, I would think so, but it was never like in my heart of yes, I want to. Because once again, and you'll see a lot of this on all of my adoption series, because I go into depth on everything. But yeah, it wasn't really my full intention of wanting to find my birth family or anything, because I was so just caught up in my own life, that day-to-day, how I grew up in my past and with my actual adopted mother and with my adopted family and my friends and work and everything. And so it wasn't until out of the blue, but yet to me in my life, God's plan, and just unintentionally, I met Carla. She just came into my life. I never asked for it to happen. I never went searching. I'm just living my life day to day, just being happy and grateful and gratitude and working and, doing everything. And we just so happened to work together. And because of that is what sparked everything. If she never came in, I'm sure maybe in the future it would have happened, but not in any way, not in any shape or form of how it happened with Carla. And so she was the first person that really pushed me to kind of wanting to know. But even then, she didn't push me. No one ever pushed me or peer pressured me or forced me to wanting to find my birth mom. It all had to happen, and this is what I'm talking to you guys. It all starts within you and inside of you and wanting to find that desire. But even then, when I went to Guatemala my first time, 2016, it wasn't not at all to even go find my birth mom. That wasn't even in the plan at all. My plan, what was in the plan for me, was just to go to Guatemala, to go back to my country, to see and be and feel and experience exactly where I came from. That's why I wanted to go. Even then, it really wasn't in that depth of a way. I just wanted to go to Guatemala. To be honest, that's really what it is. This was my opportunity. This is my chance. Just like I said in the video, the part 1. And so it wasn't until later. It wasn't until when I was actually in Guatemala, when I was meeting Carla's family, and we were all of their family and friends, and we traveled and did all the sightseeing, went all the popular places, or Lago Atitlán, Panajachel, Guatemala City, Antigua, Petén, all the different places. Yes, I did say that I did want to go to this hometown that I'm from, San Marcos, Guatemala, but that was it. I really didn't know any more further detailed. So we did all of that, and by meeting these people, going to these places, that's where the discovery and desire and passion opened up within myself. Once again, no one pressured me. I will tell you throughout the whole month though, any person we met, they definitely were very interested in me and my story. And because of that, people did ask me, are you ever going to want to find your birth mom? Are you ever going to want to reach out to her? We can help you. So many people offered their help for free, not for anything. And they just offered their help. And I was like, oh yeah, maybe one day. But it first took me to fall in love with my country, with my culture, with my language, with everything about it. It first took me to fall in love with Guatemala first, to then open the desire within myself to want to find my birth mom. And that took time. And even then after, it took time to find my birth mom. Did I even think I was ever gonna find her? Honestly, no, I had no idea. Because it was never like a lifelong dream. It was living in the moment, and then that dream just came upon. And just lighting the passion and do all this filming for the past 3 years now, 16, 17, 18, 19. I don't even know the years anymore. 2 to 3 years. And so first, that's what I want to tell you guys. I want to encourage you guys. I know so many of us want to immediately find the birth parents. You want to find your birth mom and your birth dad, because sometimes you think that's all you need. That's what's going to make everything make sense or click or reveal everything about yourself. But I'm going to tell you something that I've learned within my experience. That all, finding my birth mom, was just the top of the cake bonus. Because first, it's about finding yourself. It's about finding yourself when you struggle through that culture identity. Because you're like, who the heck are you? Are you where you're from? Are you where you were born? Or are you where you're growing up? It's a lot. And to this day, trust me, you guys, to this day, I still go through things like that. For sure, I do not have anything perfect or at all. I'm just telling you my experience and wisdom that I have picked up throughout the years. Is it first starts with you. Getting to know yourself, loving yourself, taking care of yourself, and seeing and going to and visiting and learning and researching and listening to what calls you within your heart. Now, with that, people are like, what are you talking about? I know, might sound so confusing. But with me, with Guatemala, I first just dove myself into Latino culture. That's where it was first. By just even listening to Spanish music. By experiencing like pan dulce and cafe, have like a daily ritual. That's what they do every day. That's their meals. And so even then, going back home and going to the nearest Spanish market with Carla, and we would go get pan dulce and cafe. It's never the same. It will never be the same as Guatemala. I'm telling you that. Even here in California, I have yet to have fresh pan dulce that will ever taste as good as in Guatemala. But still just doing that to keep that alive within my heart, because that's what made me so happy. It's just simple as that. And listening to my Spanish music and trying to speak Spanish. Music is a huge thing. And taking pictures. Before I went to Guatemala, I was able to have pictures from previous trips that my mom did, my adopted mom, when she went. But even then, it was just looking things up, doing my little research. But then when I went to Guatemala, it's keeping all of those pictures that I took and just looking at them daily, looking at the pictures. There is actually one to this day, is still my absolute favorite picture of Guatemala, and it's from my very first trip. It is one of me in Panajachel on the dock. Carla and I, we woke up at like 5 in the morning to go see the sunrise, and just sitting there, just at peace, like just this silence of life, and the volcanoes around, and the lago, the lake. That moment right there will forever be imprinted in my heart, because that was a true moment of, I could feel it, me and my soul with Guatemala, with my ancestors, with God, with the Mother Nature, with the universe, with the world, with your earth, anything. That's the moments that is really speaking to me and preparing me for what was going to happen in the future. Any of those things that speak to your soul. If to you guys it's movies or TV shows or podcasts or books or friendships and events, traveling, anything around you that you feel like is tugging to you and speaking to your soul, when it comes to your culture, you take it and you go with it and you appreciate that first. You dive into all of those first. Because yes, you might not be able to be in Guatemala. You might not be able to go to Guatemala. But if you can have something like that around you, wherever you're at, that's where it starts. That's where it starts. And later finding that passion and desire. And especially also if you do want to make the trip, people think a lot of times it can be impossible. I'm just telling you guys from my experience, I understand everyone is completely different, and I will never take any of my trips from Guatemala with a grain of salt. I'm so blessed. But yet, because it was a passion of mine, I did everything that I could to be able to save up, to budget, to finance, to go to Guatemala. And when I say that is even with jobs, it came down to finances and budgeting. What was worth it? Shopping for a bunch of clothes, or going out to eat a lot, or going out free, like all these events and movies and everything and all that stuff, or taking that money that I would and putting in a savings, Guatemala, and just letting that build. I'm not saying that I didn't stop one to do the other. No, I still, went out. I still had fun and events and everything, but it was also a matter of, I just lessened it, because in the end, I knew that Guatemala, those memories, the food I was going to go out to eat there, the events that I was going to go there, everything, that is what was going to light my fire and make me more excited than what was just around me. Go and eat fast food for a quick night, when that little fast food meal can get me a meal and a half in Guatemala. Just prioritizing my wants and desires. It definitely takes time, but it starts with you. I moved the camera a little bit because I feel like the lighting is not the best over here, but meh, we make do, you guys. So yes, just ask yourself, before you're ready and wanting to go find your birth family, are you ready to wanting to see your culture and the reality to it, and passion and possible outcomes to happen in your life? Are you ready for all of that to happen to you first? Are you ready for the transformation within yourself first? Because once again, you guys, I did not plan at all to meet my birth home. I had to be willing to be able to determine and to be able to accept both consequences, to be able to accept both sides. Because if I would have just kept my hopes up, I'm gonna find her, it's gonna happen, I'm gonna see her, I'm gonna meet her. Well, what if I didn't meet her? What if it didn't work out? What if all of the fears that I put in, that she does see that I'm alive and she rejects me and everything, what if that happens? I would have been crushed. Why? Because I would have only focused on one thing, on that I'm gonna meet her. In the end, I want that to happen to everyone, but I know that that's not always gonna happen. I know that that's always not the case. So I had to be willing in my soul, in my life, to accept whatever was gonna happen, was gonna be meant for me. If I didn't meet her, okay, I didn't meet her. But in the end, I still would not have regretted it, because I tried. I did everything that I could to do it, because that was my thing, is I do not want to live my life of what ifs, of regrets. And I know if I didn't go out searching for her when the time was right, of my heart wanting to, I know if I didn't, then I would have regretted it. I know if I didn't keep just going and asking people and talking about it and just having that desire of wanting to find her, I would have regretted it. But throughout that whole time, I was terrified. I had doubts. I had thoughts, just like all of us. So you have to be ready to face whatever's gonna happen. If you find them or not, if they're alive or not, if they want to meet you or not. That was the biggest thing that I talked to some people. I was saying, do you really think that my birth mom would want to meet me? I, for some reason, felt like she would never want to meet me again. I felt like she would reject me. Why? I don't know, because that's just what I thought. I'm also queen overthinker, but so many people just reassured me. In the end, I am her daughter. I came from her. I found out from my aunt, literally a few years ago, that she wanted to keep me. I didn't know that. She wanted to keep me, but then when she realized she couldn't feed herself, when she had her own sickness and her own life she struggled with and didn't know how to cope with at the time, then she put me up for adoption. I still knew that. I knew that she wanted to keep me, and I still thought that she was going to reject me, But in the end, I had those right people in my life to keep encouraging me and just reminding me, no, a mother's love is so much more grand and extreme than one can ever imagine. And that's what I grew up to see. That's what I believed. And that was my story for that. Do you guys see the light coming in? Honestly, it's kind of beautiful. I know a lot of people usually freak out with lighting, but I'm just like, hey, it sets the mood, Okay, totally fixed the lighting. I found the source. But, yes. Like I said, I'm no expert. I don't know everything. I'm only telling you guys what I can give and share to you guys from my experience. If it's different for you guys, if your guys' experience was different too, let me know. There's so many different sides to life and people and stories and everything. It's not just one way or the highway. There's so many ways, and this was my way. Now, another huge thing that was very different with finding my birth mom, I never once hired anyone. Never once hired anyone to help me find her. Usually you do. I honestly thought that was a plan at one point, where I was like, I think I'm just gonna have to hire someone if ever in the future I wanted to. It all came down, I'm gonna be so freaking blunt with you guys. It all came down to my 3 trips I went to Guatemala. And each time we just found people friends and family, where they just kept encouraging me. And some of them said that they have friends or family that worked for the government in the government offices. One of them called it a nap. And go to my adoption part 4 video and you can see what RENAP Guatemala is. It's these little like government ID buildings. So yeah, I go ahead and check my part 4 and it explains more about that. But people who worked for there, and they said they were willing to help. My second trip to Guatemala, I went by myself. Again, this is a whole other story, you guys. When I went to Guatemala for 2018 by myself, it was not my intention to go find a birth mom. I still wanted to find her in my time in my life. I accepted the fact that I wanted to find her and I knew she was alive, but that was it. I went for myself. I went because I wanted to pick up some Spanish. I wanted to see more of my culture by myself. That's why I went. Again, you guys, I went for myself first before I could go for anyone else. Why would I go for anyone else? But yeah, before I went for my family, for that, I did the work within me first. And so then just simply my host family that I went to when I stayed in Guatemala, Candy, will always be so grateful for that family. She had a friend, or maybe it was her brother-in-law, that worked for an app. And she's like, give me your anything that you have with your birth mom's information, and she'll ask and see if they can find anything. Now, the stuff that I had with me, because I took a picture of it, was her name, her full name, her first, middle, and last name, her birthday, and then the city that I was born in, specific city that I was born in. Really, that was it. I was like, yeah, once again, I'm going to give them information. Now, was I going to expect anything? Was I going to be like, this is it, this was the answer, I'm going to find everything? No. I just simply just went along with my day. This is the information. Anything you can do with it and find, I'm going to be so excited and grateful for it. And then, yeah, I just went about my day, went to class one day, and then boom, next thing I know, her sister that was teaching me Spanish told me they found stuff. And that's when I got the picture. And boom, right there was just the whole level of my heart and soul wanting to find my mom even more. And so yes, throughout the trip, you guys have seen in my part 4 videos, no, my part 3 actually, with the buildup of Carla. They had friends, they have family, their dad who's in Guatemala, they were willing to go to San Marcos to go find her first, to go talk to her first, you know, just again, just connections of family and friends that we have they have in Guatemala, where they know San Marcos, they know the area, they know the farmlands there, they know all of that. And so they were willing to just go the old-fashioned way and just ask around people in Guatemala, do you know this person? Do you know this person? Do you know this person? But yet, did we ever really get to it? No. Even my host family, they said in the future, if you're wanting to find more, contact us up. I did contact one of the ladies, one of the sisters, and she never responded back with anything, which I'm not mad at all. I still love her, and I just knew that that's not how it was supposed to be. So again, my last time that I went Guatemala just a few months ago, yes, it was a huge part was we put it out there into the universe. We set it out, our prayers and everything. We're gonna go find my birth mom. Now, when I say that, it's not I'm going to find her, like it's actually gonna happen, but we're just gonna go look with all of the information that we have been able to gather throughout the past couple years and throughout looking at my birth certificate too, because we were able to translate stuff, the original Spanish documents to English. We were able to find some stuff right there, her ID number, and eventually just go the old-fashioned way, just asking, going to any government buildings and narrowing it down and finding those people to help narrow it down, and eventually working our way in San Marcos, the city where I'm from, and asking people. So again, we never hired anyone, we never did any of that. It was just simply asking people, and in my life, I know this, God just put the right people, the exact people that we needed to talk to be able to help bring it down to her. You can go see my past videos, my part 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's the last 2 though. Yeah, it's the last 2 where everything you see in the videos is the best, the most raw, the actual footage of what happened, of how I found her. My part 4 has a whole explanation of that very final step of how it came to be. But to be honest, again, you guys, everything just fell into place because it first started with me wanting to find them for the right reasons, for myself, falling in love with my culture, falling in love with my country, falling in love with the Latino community and culture now. It started with me first, and just so much gratitude, you guys, throughout this whole entire time, even the hard times, you guys, because there were hard moments of Why was I adopted? Why am I here? Why was I adopted if my adopted mom was just gonna pass away when I was 17 years old? You know, like, I could have been bitter for so many times of, well, when I found out that I had an older sister, because I only knew I had one sister. I didn't know I had 3 others too after. I only knew I had one sister. At one point, I was frustrated with my birth mom. Why did she keep her and not me? Was I not good enough? You know, am I not loved? Just, I felt, you guys, I had my moments of frustration, of confusion, of sorrow, of loneliness, of grief to this day still, even when it comes to my adopted mom. But in the end, times like those, and especially the good times, the things that keep me going, the moments that kept me going, is my gratitude of, I am so grateful to be where I'm at, to be in the situation I'm at, because I could have had it so much worse in Guatemala. The beauty, though, you see in Guatemala is people there, they have so much less. Materialistic items, honestly, so much less. But yet, so much love still. So much love, so much passion and belief. And a lot of them are so much happier too. Just simply living moment by moment. Enjoying every breath, what they can. But yes, though, in the end, I'm just always having gratitude of, I'm still so grateful to have been brought to where I was in Utah, in the U.S., here in the U.S., because I know it was my plan for me. My best friends that I have in my life now, my family, my sister, my adopted sister, my travel experiences, my work experiences, my life experiences, everything, I know it was meant to happen because it is my life. And that's how it's supposed to be. Now you make the best of it. You make the best of it in anything that you've gone through, hard especially. Take that and go out. Use it to go help other people who have gone through your steps, who are going through your steps, just like what I'm doing right now. I took all of this adoption thing that I could have, it was hard at times and lonely, and it still is, you guys, but so much good, the good that I can see, the good that came from it, I'm now flipping it to share to you guys. Because to me, that is my passion and my goal in my life, is to be able to relate to those people, to be able to relate with you guys and know that you're not alone, and to remind you that you have a voice. You are able to use that, to use your adoption story, to use your life story, your passions, your successes, your struggles, and go share it with other people. It didn't start with this YouTube video thing. It started with people around me at work, people, my roommates, my friendships, my family. It started with them, strangers, you know, people I just meet. It started with them, talking to them first, and then I just knew that I wanted to increase my audience. And how can I increase my audience? Through social media. So then that's when I took it to a whole other level. It's scary, you guys. It can be scary, but in the end, if I know I'm doing what I feel like I'm supposed to be doing, and it's all for the right reasons, then why not? I'm gonna do it. So in the end, everything just fell into place. That's all I can give you. That's all I can give you, is just having the gratitude of my everyday, keeping my faith strong. Even at times I'm like, what is holding faith? What does that even mean? It means just accepting what is, still having the gratitude, believing that things are possible, and just keep going with your day. Whether it's still going back to work, you guys, or going back to classes, or going back to your marriage or your family, just your everyday life, but yet increasing and changing and upping your perspective and soul and love and gratitude so much more. It starts with that. And then when you focus on that, so many things outward are going to be revealed to you guys. I say this because, like, I know that's, again, what I lived through. So start with you. Start with your research. Where are you from? What part in Guatemala, or just in general, start looking up Guatemala. Find fun videos, find fun people who have vlogged there, who have traveled there, or tourist to Guatemala, and watch those videos. Listen to Spanish music if you don't know that, or music, especially in Guatemala. Listen to marimba, because marimba is very popular in Guatemala. Look up the food that they make in Guatemala and find a recipe and make it yourself, or go out to restaurants and order stuff like that. Start with what's around you and what you can research and find first. Not immediately jump to Guatemala. That was until 19, 20 years later, until I was able to jump myself into Guatemala. It was just simple as in elementary school. I did fun projects of Guatemala, the land of colors. You eat tortillas and people speak Spanish. That's all I knew. But at least it started with something, you know? And again, my adopted mom, she has souvenirs all the time coming from Guatemala. So there's like a case, and you see it in my part 1 video. There was a case that she has dolls and sculptures and pictures where I was able to look at. But even then, it didn't really like speak to me as much. A little bit here and there, but not as much. So it starts with you and your heart and your desire and passion to wanting to know, for all of that outward to really start speaking to you and learning from it and growing from it. For all of you guys, I'm so excited for you guys. I'm so grateful for all of you guys. And just know that all of the hard and lonely and struggle times that you guys have faced already, hold on to the good. That's the best I can give you, is just hold on to what's good around you right now. Even if it is finding people online that you watch their videos and they make you laugh and they're the ones that brighten up your day, you know? Or finding a best friend, or diving your nose into your favorite book, or listening to your music. Start there and just journal, pray, talk out loud, talk to yourself. Literally, I do all the time, talk to myself. And give yourself that pep talk and keep going. Just keep going and living your life and discovering yourself. And with that, see what opportunities and people and perspectives will start coming to you. It takes time. It could happen within the week, it could happen within the month, it could happen in years. It's up to you. It's your life. Everyone has a different plan. I am here rooting every single one of you on who are wanting to find your birth family. But first and foremost, honestly, you guys, I'm so excited for you to even be able to just dive yourself into the Guatemalan culture. Dive yourself into your country's culture first, because that is honestly where it all starts. It's so beautiful, and eventually you will learn to take such pride within your culture. And then you see the beauty of, now not only do you have one life and community and country and culture you're used to, now you're blessed with the opportunity to have another one. You have a whole other, now you have 2 countries and culture and community and languages and traditions and everything that you are able to explore and be a part of, and it's still part of you. And that is such an incredible thing. So incredible. So awesome. Guys, come on. It's awesome. So please, if you have any other questions or more specific, I really first encourage you to go watch all of my adoption series. See first what can poke out to you, what advice or visual or anything that you saw about Guatemala, all my videos. And check out my Instagram too. If you guys really don't know much about Guatemala and you want to go look at my Instagram at Vida, VIDA .Chapina, CHAPINA. Go look at my Instagram, go scroll down, and you will see from all 3 of my trips to Guatemala. I've had pictures of me in Guatemala for all of my 3 trips. Go check it out. Go see pictures and videos that I've posted to start getting an idea and visuals for yourself. You know, go on Pinterest, make yourself a visual board. Go find maps, go find books, go read about your land, your culture, everything. Go do that first. And then when you're ready to actually go and finding your family, then that's also so much more of a whole other level of deeper work within yourself, of being willing to accept and face whatever outcome is going to happen. That's the best I can give you to start, to go, to guide you with. So thank you once again. Leave a comment below, or Facebook or Instagram. I will get to your guys' messages. I have officially caught up with everyone's messages. It might take time because I want to be able to also take my time to message you guys back. So you might not hear from me the day of or so, but within time I will get back to you guys. And if you guys ask me something that I know is in one of my videos, I'll refer you to it. So yes, that's why I encourage you guys to go ahead and watch the videos first, and you know, go watch other people's videos too that are adopted, because we all have we all have a different story, and that's what I love too. There are moments where I just love watching other people's adoption stories and their encounters and just what adoption means to them, because their videos, those people are the ones that spoke to me and helped me through a lot, because a lot of people around me can't relate because they weren't adopted from the third world country. And the people that were, my sister was one of them. She's very comfortable and she's happy with living her life here, and as of right now doesn't have an intention to go to Guatemala. So I had to go out and look for that. And so if I'm one of those channels that you guys can relate to, or I somehow help you in any way, thank you so much. Truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for supporting me and I'm here supporting you just as much. You guys have a beautiful night. Have a beautiful day whenever this video is gonna go up. And I can't wait to talk to you guys later. You're great. Goodbye to all of my fellow, you guys from Guatemala, my fellow Chapinas or Chapins. Saludos.